I have just been handed a note that says that the U.S. missile attack is underway. I need not remind you that we live in perilous times. I desire to speak concerning these times and our circumstances as members of this church. You are acutely aware of the events of September 11th, less than a month ago. It is the first war of the 21st century. The last century has been described as the most war-torn in human history. Now we are off on another dangerous undertaking, the unfolding of which and the end thereof we do not know. For the first time since we became a nation, the United States has been seriously attacked on its mainland soil. But this was not an attack on the United States alone. It was an attack on men and nations of goodwill everywhere. It was well planned, boldly executed, and the results were disastrous. It is estimated that more than 5,000 innocent people died. Among these were many from other nations. It was cruel and cunning, an act of consummate evil. Recently, in company with a few national religious leaders, I was invited to the White House to meet with the President. In talking to us, he was frank and straightforward. That same evening, he spoke to the Congress and the nation in unmistakable language concerning the resolve of America and its friends to hunt down the terrorists who are responsible for the planning of this terrible thing and any who harbored such. Now we're at war. Great forces have been mobilized and will continue to be. Those of us who are American citizens stand solidly with the President of our nation. The terrible forces of evil must be confronted and held accountable for their actions. It is the terrorist organizations that must be ferreted out and brought down. We of this church know something of such groups. The Book of Mormon speaks of the Gadianton robbers, a vicious, oath-bound, and secret organization bent on evil and destruction. In their day, they did all in their power by whatever means available to bring down the church, to woo the people with sophistry, and to take control of the society. We see the same thing in the present situation. We are people of peace. We are followers of the Christ who was and is the Prince of Peace. But there are times when we must stand up for right and decency, for freedom and civilization, just as Moroni rallied his people in his day to the defense of their wives, their children, and the cause of liberty. Occasions of this kind pull us up sharply to a realization that life is fragile. Peace is fragile. Civilization itself is fragile. Great are the promises concerning this land of America. We are told unequivocally that it is a choice land, and whatsoever nation shall possess it shall be free from bondage and from captivity and from all other nations under heaven, if they will but serve the God of the land, who is Jesus Christ. This is the crux of the entire matter: obedience to the commandments of God.